Okay, so we're going to talk a bit more today about our vagus nerve. And just a reminder that your vagus nerve runs from your brainstem down basically to your rectum, and it touches every organ in between. So it's very exciting what all that affects. The trickle-down effect of activating your vagus nerve produces health results that have been unparalleled. And what happens is normally people would do like hot and cold plunges. You can get different patches, you can get different pieces of equipment that will activate your vagus nerve. You can do, of course, good meditation. You can learn breathing exercises. You can do all these things to activate your vagus nerve. And then along comes something so simple, and it has to do with the bitters from the matured hops extract. And when you take it in some liquid, you can take it in water, juice, milk, tea, coffee, beer, wine. When it hits the stomach, it activates the connectors. It activates the sensors for the vagus nerve. So it's like CBD oil. You know, when you take that, then that is activating the sensors for the cannabinoid system, right? So that's what happens with our vagus nerve. We activate that when we take these drops. They're odorless, they're tasteless, they are amazing. The science is so incredible. It's only been around about a year and a half because the science they've known about for a century. They just could never get the technology to extract the bitters. So it's pretty exciting. So we're seeing amazing stories. That's what I'm just going to go over with you for a bit today, is go over some of these amazing stories. So one off the top of my head, this one lady her husband had a stroke, and he'd been locked in with his stroke for, I think it was 6 weeks or something like that. Anyways, her friend is a naturopath on our team, and said, you know what, you should just take the white pages to the doctor and ask him to put these drops in your husband's feeding tube. So all he had been able to do for weeks and weeks was just blink his eyes. So they went ahead and did that. Doctor said, oh, it doesn't look like anything that can hurt. They went ahead and put it in his feeding tube. The next morning when his wife came in, he was smiling. He could stick his tongue out. He had tears in his eyes. And within a few days, they were moving him to rehab. So it's pretty incredible when you activate your vagus nerve, everything that's affected from that. So that's very exciting. We've got several dementia reversal stories now. So that is pretty phenomenal. Seizures, all of these things, anything that's affected by the nervous system, the central nervous system, or the parasympathetic nervous system. You know, there's diseases that are your suicide diseases because the pain is so bad. CRPS, trigeminal neuralgia with the face, just the constant pain. Things that need neuro blockers just for the person to be able to survive. All of those are affected by these drops because of the parasympathetic nervous system being affected by the vagus nerve. So it's pretty exciting. We've got so that paired with a glycobiotic product that's coming out, it's still in the soft launch phase, that turns on cell-to-cell communication, is an absolute scientific game changer in the wellness industry. So that it's such an incredible time to be in this space. It's all new. It's all hitting this year. And I would love for you to try it with me because it's so shocking. So lots of neuropathy, neuropathy testimonies, your gout, your IBS, your Crohn's, colitis, all of those things are affected by the vagus nerve, because the vagus nerve is what affects our body being able to come down out of fight or flight into rest and digest. So it's incredible what that one nerve running from your brain basically to your rectum, what it does, and everything that it affects. So digestion is huge. All disease begins in the gut. So when you then your hormones are out of whack. Everything's out of whack. So what I'm going to do now is hit some of my pages where people drop their testimonies. And and this afternoon I was looking, that reminds me, I was looking for some testimonies on anxiety and depression. I love that. It's so simple and so helpful for mental health disorders, for anxiety, for depression, bipolar, PTSD, all of those things. Huge. One lady said she lived with rage with her work setting, road rage, everyday rage. And she said she started on these drops for health reasons. Within a few days, she's like, people did the same things at work. Didn't bother me at all. It's that homeostasis that our body is able to enter into when our parasympathetic nervous system is activated to take our body from that fight or flight to the rest and digest. And they say now that our bodies are living in a constant state of fight or flight. 95% of us have very, very low vagal activity, because especially since 2020, since COVID, since everything, right? So this is coming along at just the right time. Very exciting. Also activates the brown fat in your body. When it hits the receptors in your colon to activate your vagus nerve, then it's also activating the brown fat, which is the good fat your body has to have good fat. Brain, cognition, all of those things rely on that good fat. So what it does is it turns on that good fat, that brown fat, which then can start to burn away that visceral, the white fat, the toxic fat that's around your organs that are really killing you slowly. So that's another really, really, really cool thing about these vagus nerve drops. And I haven't even started on the glycobiotics yet that's in this other product that's launching. So that one is going to hit even harder. This one already hits the autoimmune issues, inflammation issues, cognition issues. And then it's just going to be so exciting when it's paired with these new glyconutrients. And the science behind that and the cell-to-cell communication is just going to be incredible. So let's see, I'm just going to read some testimonies here from our pages that is so exciting. So this one, so Allie says, fast forward to last week on her vacation, I had 0 panic attacks. Normally, she said, I'd be flipping my shit, freaking out in the car, having to make John pull over every 20 minutes so I could get out and breathe or find the nearest bathroom. This is always how it was. She said, nope. We got to the Atlantic Splash Park again. Nothing, no freaking out, no bathroom. She said she walked and walked and walked, never in pain, all of that. So anyways, anyone who has anxiety knows that you can talk yourself right into a panic attack if you're thinking about it. Not me, not this time. This is history for her. So that's pretty exciting. Let's see. Leslie says 2 drops a day and I'm sleeping a lot better. Or 2 dropperfuls. It's a dropperful or a little snap packet. So simple. That's what I'm loving. It's so simple for seniors, for kids, for everyone. I'm sleeping a lot better since day 1. Anxiety has decreased about 60%. I am not losing a ton of hair when showering, and I even have some hair growth. I don't worry so much when something doesn't turn out quite how I think it should. And my nightly sinus headaches are gone after the first dose or serving. That's huge, as I was dealing with them for a while now. I've lost 3 pounds and I'm making sourdough dough in the morning. And yeah, she's just loving her energy. So that's so exciting. Maggie says, I can't even tell you everything I'm feeling. I'm feeling so much better. I noticed yesterday that some of my nerve pain was gone in my hands. I have a friend too, her neuropathy is gone in her feet that were just burned every night. 3 years of this autoimmune disorder and my hands have hurt so bad I wasn't sleeping. I'm sleeping better. I don't see the doctor again until next week, but I've lost at least 6.5 pounds. Since my last doctor visit, these drops heal your body from the body did go through some detoxification from all the medications I've had to take. Sorry, got some itchy in my eye. As with anything, you should check with your doctor to make sure you can take the supplement. It's literally bitters extract and distilled water. That's the only thing in the drops. So Valerie says, last year I was in the ER with stroke and high blood pressure. And I went blind while driving. That was scary. Let's see. So now her blood pressure is totally normal, 111/77. This stuff is amazing. I have milker's knees and a lot of pain all the time since I've been taking this. These drops, the pain is gone. I've been able to get my steps in. My hormones are finally where they should be, and I am sleeping better than ever. If you've been thinking about trying these drops, now is the time to get well and feel good and not be in pain. So another one says, love these drops. My husband and I have been taking them for 2 weeks. We've experienced some significant improvements in our overall health. Both of us have experienced less inflammation and pain in our joints and bodies. My husband said his back doesn't hurt anymore, and we're both sleeping much better. My husband has already lost 1% of body fat, and it's increasing his lean body mass. Our digestion is much better too. I personally have noticed that the neuropathy is much better. One of the most significant improvements for me personally is that since beginning Fixed Drops, I've not experienced any migraines. I used to get migraines at least 4 to 5 times a week, and in the past 2 weeks, I've not had any at all. That's a huge blessing for me. I know we have only begun this process, but I believe this is something that my husband and I will continue to use to improve our health. I'm truly blessed. So, as most of you know, I've suffered so much in the last 3 years. So this is Maggie, another Maggie. I've had 2 to 6 week stays at St. Luke's because of my autoimmune disorder. I'm severely vitamin deficient. I don't know how to do the body scans, but in 1 week's time, I lost 6.5 pounds. My inflammation in my gut is gone. I don't see my belly anymore, so the bloat is down. Said I looked like I'm 9 months pregnant before. I'm not having any digestive issues at all anymore. I'm definitely not a salesperson, but this is 2 ingredients: your bitters and water. You can actually read the ingredients. If I can help you, let me know. Okay, so she's sharing it with her friends too, which is so fun because there's a referral link, and it's just amazing. So amazing. It's been such a blessing. Even that part of it, just sharing it with people, has been such a huge blessing for my family. And this is why doctors don't like natural options, Jen says. Pharmaceuticals lose money. I could shout my success from the mountaintop. I never ever dreamed I'd be off all my prescription drugs. I slowly crossed off 6+ medications from my list. My gastroenterologist told me to start the process to get off the acid blocker, and it was his suggestion. I can't begin to describe the elation I feel to be free from the prescriptions and feel healthy. So Tori says, the day it arrived, myself and my 76-year-old mom and my 25-year-old son all immediately started using the drops. Here are our personal results so far. My mom has lost 6 pounds. Her blood numbers are down. The swelling in her ankles and feet mostly gone. So this is the 76-year-old. She's sleeping really well and just seems more alert and happier. She mentioned that she feels like she can see better. Things are brighter. Also, this is big. The hurt in her hips that she has been feeling for a very long time and did her best to just live with is gone. She also has much more energy and wants to do more. I honestly feel like I got my mom back. And that's so exciting. I've got so many testimonies on my team with their with their inflammation, arthritis, all of those things, so much better, almost gone in some cases. And then she said, for me, my first concern is feeling better from the inside out. My biggest on my wish list is to visibly see a difference in my skin. I've been dealing and living with a skin condition for quite a few years, and it gotten worse over the last 5 years. It's not gone yet, but it is noticeably fading. Within 2 months of starting Fix, I no longer have the hurt in my joints that are known to be associated with the skin condition, which at times has literally kept me in bed and sometimes crying because nothing helped. I have lost 5 pounds, and although that doesn't sound like a lot, my clothes are fitting me better, differently. I'm happy, and the feeling is more awesome than that, although hard to put into words. I'm also sleeping really well, although hard to put into words. I'm also sleeping really well. I have so much energy and can literally go until it's time for bed each night. My cravings are also changing, and I get full a lot faster. Lastly, I'm walking taller. I don't know how else to explain it other than my spine literally feels better and straight. My son, Zaid, is also using it 1 to 2 times per day. The biggest thing for him so far is mostly mood that he is noticing. He also says that he feels very clear. I don't ever want to stop using these drops. So that's really exciting. I get a lot of people, like I mentioned earlier, depression, anxiety. I've never seen anything work so fast for that. And then to have something so simple, tasteless, odorless for kids struggling with autism, ADHD. I have hundreds of stories. It is so exciting. So let's get you started. Reach out to me. You can message me at, you can go to my site, RebeccaMcCord.com, or DM me here on TikTok, or email me at info@RebeccaMcCord.com. And I would love to get you started, get you hooked up with a good deal. And I'm so thrilled to have something so simple to offer people in my health coaching. So reach out, share with me what you're struggling with, and let's get you feeling better too. Thanks for jumping on here with me. I really love it.